Today guys, I've got some dupes and they're original and I wanted to compare them. Very simple video today. I usually don't put myself to this kind of test. This is Clemence, I talk about fragrance and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, you probably don't know, but I do not promote dupes on my channel. Actually, when I talk to brand by email and stuff, there's a huge paragraph that says I do not review dupe. And I think it's something common to people that worked in the industry for a while. I've seen the work of perfumers and the work behind one fragrance. You don't really like dupes because usually they're copying a formula of someone else and to take advantage of someone else's work. And for me, I don't like this. However, I don't mind something that is cheap. I think you can find original brands that are doing cheap fragrance, like for example Fragonard, £40 and you have natural ingredient, beautiful fragrances, absolutely timeless. Even if you don't have the budget, I think you don't need to buy dupes unless you really love something that is quite expensive. Personally, that's not how I see it. I always like try to put money aside to buy the thing that I like. But today, I wanted to test myself a little bit and see what's going on. I've seen two brands that are doing great in dupes. There's a huge difference to make between dupes, that are fragrances that are inspired by others, and counterfeit. Counterfeit is when you decide to directly take the bottle of the fragrance and the name of the fragrance and you sell it like this, just like it's the same. But it's not, obviously, it's rubbish. In the UK, I am shocked and scared to see that there's so many counterfeit even sold next door to us. Like I saw some counterfeit in pharmacies. Guys, always remember that counterfeit finance stuff that you don't want to finance yourself. The first one that we're gonna try is the difference between Eclair from Lattafa and Bianco Latte by Giardini di Toscana. If you missed it, I don't think you missed it if you're in the fragrance community, but Bianco Latte is literally the gourmand that was the most talked about on social media since 1 or 2 years now. The vanilla, sweet fragrance, caramel, coumarin, honey, vanilla and musk. Aside from smelling like a vanilla cupcake, I was expecting Bianco Latte to be more lactonic, you know, be a bit more like a cappuccino, seeing the name, but no, not at all. Just to let you know, it's not really a fragrance I like. For me, it's a little bit sickening when I smell it, like it's too much sweet to me, and I like sweet fragrance, but this is too much to me. It's really heady. The projection is nuclear, and for me, it's really too much. However, I smelled it on a friend recently, and it was smelling amazing. So I have a little sample here, so I can smell it on the side, because I was not going to buy the bottle of Bianco Latte for that price. And by the way, Bianco Latte retail for a little bit more than £100. I really think this is too much, but that's my opinion. But I think a gourmand fragrance, most of gourmand fragrance, it's not that expensive to make compared to other ingredients. After they could have used like an amazing vanilla. And then we have Lattafa Eclair. So if you don't know Lattafa, it's an Arabian brand. I did a full video on testing a few fragrances from Lattafa and I gave you my point of view here. For me, sometimes they're taking the piss, especially when they try to copy the bottle of the original fragrance they're copying, because most of Lattafa, they really make you think of something else. They don't retail it like so. They don't tell you it's a dupe of something, but clearly you can tell that the composition was not something created out of the brain of someone. Huh? Clearly a dupe of Bianco Latte, are straightforward, you can smell it. I think I bought it £42. The bottle, I mean, the bottle is the most ugliest thing I've ever seen, and I'm really, really sorry, but it's really ugly. It's really plasticky. It feels like a McDonald's toy to me. That when I received the fragrance, I thought, did I bought a counterfeit of a dupe? Because, so the name is here, and it's Eclair, and I thought in my head that they call it Eclair because in France, Eclair means lightning, but Eclair is also a French pastry. Eclair is written without the E. I'm not too sure if it's a mistake, but if it's a mistake, like, it's really bad. or if it's just, you know, how they want it to be called, you know. The composition is really similar on the paper, at least. Sweet vanilla, lactonic note, sugary note, honey, praline. So you can see a little bit more of a sugary gourmand directly because you don't have praline, for example, in Bianco Latte. And there's also like a bit of white floral in Eclair, which you don't really have in Bianco Latte. So there's no brainer for me. I can recognize Bianco Latte from far away, like in 2 seconds. I can guarantee you that if you get to me the fragrance like blindly, I would find Bianco Latte like this. The projection is really more intense in here. Bianco Latte is way stronger, and you can really smell the coumarin. It's a natural compound that is usually found in, for example, Tonkabine. If you put it as a fragrance note, coumarin smell like freshly cut hay, almondy, vanilla-like, between Tonkabine and almond. And it's a very recognizable scent. It really gives something a bit addictive. I can smell coumarin from far away in Bianco Latte, and that's why I can tell that it's a better made fragrance, because I can smell some layers in the fragrance. I can smell a bit of honey, but not sticky honey. I can smell the strong vanilla cupcake, a bit powdery, musky smell. But really the coumarin and the caramel are blended together, and I can smell a good quality of coumarin. No brainer. Whereas here, it's much more praline-like, sweeter, even if they're very similar when you smell it like this. But here, it feels way sweeter. It's more discreet. After 2 minutes, I cannot smell it as much as this, whereas Bianco Latte stays strong for hours. Much more powdery in Lattafa, and this is really something that you can feel in Arabian brand as well. It's very powdery. First time I smelled this, I smell Eilish. Smells cheap. Straight away for me, I smell something that is not qualitative. It's just sweet. There's no balance. After, there's a huge difference in price. Would I pay for Bianco Latte? Personally, no. Would I advise you to have a Lattafa? Honestly, no. Honestly, I wore it on the skin. I don't feel it's luxurious. It smells very synthetic. Maybe on a daily basis when you're at home and you want to smell cozy, why not? I will keep it. I will probably wear it like this. In terms of bateau, Bianco Latte wins. In terms of scent, Bianco Latte wins. In terms of projection, Bianco Latte wins. Quality over price, I would say Eclair wins, because it's not like the fragrance is qualitative, but in terms of price, I do really think that a gourmand sweet caramel shouldn't be that expensive. That's a personal thinking. Clear win for Bianco Latte. Next, I bought a dupe of the famous Jazz Club by Maison Margiela. And I love this fragrance since years. I've been advising it since such a long time on my channel. I bought Jazz Club twice, and this is a new bottle that we did a fragrance swap with a fellow content creator, Polychrome. So it's supposed to smell like heady cocktail and cigars. So a scent of cigar dipped in a tiny bit of honey, and it's smooth, it's slightly sweet, it's sensual, it's sexy. I personally love to smell it on a man. I think it's very sensual, very understated. I love this. And on me, I love it because it's not the most complicated, the most refined, but I just love the cigar, sweet cigar smell with a little bit of rum, cocktail-like. It's the kind of scent that I love. Easy to wear for all year long. I absolutely love this. And I've seen recently this brand called Dossier. Dossier does fragrance dupe, and do not hide from it. It's even worse than Lattafa to me, because on their website you can literally see the name of the fragrance that they are replicating. For me, I have a bigger ethic problem here. You can go on the website of Dossier, tap Jazz Club, and they give you woody tobacco. If I was the perfumer of Jazz Club, I would be so pissed off. And what made me extremely curious about Dossier is that it's actually a good brand ethically. Except from this. I bought woody tobacco for £33. The products are all made in France, and they're actually made in Grasse. So this, I'm always a little bit suspicious because there's many French brands that say, oh, we made in Grasse, and you know, because Grasse is the cradle of perfumery, they have the best ingredient, whatever. Don't be fooled. Sometimes people tell you like it's made in Grasse, and not everything is made in Grasse in the fragrance, definitely not. It could be just one ingredient, and then they use that as a marketing tool. Anyway, he said made in Grasse, 100% sustainable and recyclable product. You can have a refund within 30 days if you don't like your fragrance. No, you don't see that often. Cruelty-free and non-toxic. Just to let you know, products usually, fragrance launch that are from France, usually, they're usually clean, they're usually vegan. In France, like if you don't make a product clean and vegan, even if you're a dupe, you're probably not going to get sold a lot. It's really important for French people to have a fragrance that is respectful of the environment. You know, it's not really surprising to me, but for a dupe brand to have this level of clean, vegan stuff, it's really rare, you know, so... Composition of woody tobacco is lemon, pink pepper, neroli, rum, dry fruit, blonde woods, styrax, tobacco leaf, vanilla. So literally, it's nearly the same. My first impression when I smelled woody tobacco, I was like, it's really good. And you know, for me to say this, and you know what I think about dupes, it's really good. Much better, for example, than what you can smell in Lattafa. You have much more density in the fragrance, which is great for £33. You have something meticulous, a real composition of a fragrance. It's not like over powdery to hide the fact that the ingredients are too synthetic. Not at all. Nicely done. If you would ask me to recognize both, I would have a bit of an issue. And I know my jazz club very well, but it's really difficult to find the correct one. Jazz Club is a little bit more smoother, and I can smell some more delicacy in the ingredient, more refined. I would say it's a little bit more classy to me because it's more delicate. Whereas I think woody tobacco is a little bit more harsh. Not harsh in the ingredient choice, but it's like more straight to the point. I can smell much more woody note, much more dry woody notes, strong and maybe not as elegant as Jazz Club would be. The rum also, I can smell more the rum. On the long run, Jazz Club on the skin smells better to me. With the time, woody tobacco has more, something a little bit more clean. I can smell more sharp woods. Whereas Jazz Club is more smooth, more round, more sensual. Bottle design, Jazz Club. But I can only recognize that I like Dossier's aesthetic. I think they're very clean, nice packaging. In terms of scents, I would pick Jazz Club. But just to let you know, it's really hard to choose. Really hard. And I have to be honest, I'm quite impressed by this composition, quite impressed. And for the projection, I would give woody tobacco the points. It lasted longer on the skin than this. I would say it's kind of similar, you know, you can count six hours, I think, 6 to 9 hours after, you know, Jazz Club stick to a skin scent after a few hours like this. And woody tobacco as well, but I would say it's stronger here. Quality over price, the win has to be for woody tobacco. The quality is insane. Huh? I smelled so many dupes in my career for £33. They do not joke at you. Voilà. Would I recommend you to purchase more Jazz Club than woody tobacco? I would still go for Jazz Club for ethical reasons, first of all. And second, I prefer the dry down or Jazz Club. But if you have budget issues and you want something cheaper than a fragrance that you really like, just to let you know, on their website they have a lot of Tom Ford and a lot of Kilians, for example. I would say honestly, I would highly recommend to you to get yourself a Dossier, and I didn't even smell them, I don't know, but seeing what I'm smelling here, than a Tom Ford. It shows that you can do something good with not a lot of money. It's a shame that they don't do original creation. that's because the fragrances are nice. I'm sure they could do like original creation, but that's not the concept, so who I am to say this. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I will still not recommend dupes, just because this is not the direction of my channel. But from time to time, I like to challenge my nose a little bit and to see what's good as well, you know, like it's interesting. I think you have plenty of channel to talk to you about dupe. I'm off to smell my little jazz club. I prefer jazz club still. Oh, if you watch the video until the end, you can type the word jazz and all that jazz in the comments. And don't hesitate to subscribe as well if you're new here, because half of you are not subscribed. And I wish you a lovely day. Bye now.
Viens, je t'emmène dans mon paradis bleu.